Good afternoon and welcome to Plenary Session 2. In this youth-led session, we turn our attentions to the powerful voices of youth, voices that are shaping conversations today, but also leading us into the future. Our speakers will share their experience, insights, and initiatives through engaging presentations and interactive dialogue. Together, we'll explore how youth are responding to the challenges of the post-truth era through trust-building, critical thinking, and meaningful connection. Before we hear from our speakers, we'll begin with a short video featuring Apseo alumni from around the world, sharing young people's perspectives on the post-truth divide. Let's take a moment to hear their voices together.
Hi, I am Aryan and I'm from the Philippines. Mabuhay!
Hello, my name is Maria.
Hi.
Good morning from Liberia.
An unhealthy lack of shared reality. If we're on different sides of the spectrum, seeing 9 and 6 respectively, how can we add or subtract correctly?
People tend to be scared to share their thoughts with their peers.
In a world with so much information in the palm of our hands, we face a lack of media literacy. We access information without analyzing it.
The way in which young people engage politics, making it to be personal and where any to hold grudges or betrayal towards each other.
You are never too young to lead, and you are never too old to learn. And today we are here because the main challenge that we are facing in the post-truth world is the denial that youth can take up leadership roles at the front line.
For me, the post-truth world presents a big challenge for the educational field, as it has a great impact, like the erosion of trust in the established knowledge.
Policymakers and governments needs to promote media literacy and needs to encourage critical thinking skills among the citizens.
How I think we can overcome this is by education and conversation. Conversation is a two-way communication where we listen from other communities that are different than us, that we have not been exposed to. And education, specifically transformative education.
What's most needed is to shape towards principle-based empathy, caring about harm and injustice for all and willing to acknowledge.
A solution to this would definitely be interacting with different kinds of people in terms of generations, intergenerational dialogue, different cultures, different perspectives.
How we could address it is through media literacy, as well as helping young people to gain critical thinking.
Working with human beings to teach them about global citizenship. This will enable them to have shared humanity among each other.
Engaging in dialogue. I believe as youth, we have the power to be able to connect all as one and kind of grow together.
As a youth, I turn evidence into action, sharing facts, encouraging dialogue, and shaping climate-resilient solutions.
Start with ourselves. Sometimes the hardest step is understanding that we can be part of the problem. That's when we become part of the solution, by being honest and standing up for the truth.
Change begins with dialogue that connects us and build the power to solve the problems together. I believe this starts with good knowledge.
It's storytelling, because when I tell stories with truth and empathy, I change how you see the world.
As a youth, I choose to listen first, because in today's fractured world, real change doesn't come from louder voices. It comes from making space for every story, especially the unheard and uncomfortable.
My name is Naming Ma. I'm a social activist from Mongolia. So, this is a photo of me when I was 10 years old, living with relatives. If you look closely, you might see a little girl with big dreams. But at that time, those dreams were already being rewritten for me. I was told to prepare for my future as a good housewife. That was the expectation, not just for me, but for many girls around me. At that age, you are supposed to be dreaming about what do you want to be when you grow up? A teacher, a doctor, maybe even an astronaut. Instead, I was dreaming of how to escape a future someone else had already chosen. One day, I did something simple. I listened. And to my surprise, one girl after another admitted they felt the same pressure. Their voices were silenced, just like mine. And instead of staying quiet, I gathered my friends and we decided to start a group called Supergirls. Our mission was simple: to uplift each other, share knowledge, and build skills together. Within just a month, 5 girls had become 40. And here's the extraordinary part: 85% of us improved our grades. That experience lit a fire in me. For the past 8 years, I've been developing a project, help unlock full potential of marginalized young people by equipping them with the critical skills, confidence, and connections to break down barriers. And throughout this journey, I discovered that the most powerful way for us is not technology, not money, not even policies. It's dialogue. Dialogue as a method, dialogue as a powerful tool, dialogue as a way of seeing one another. In 2021, when I graduated, I asked myself, how can I scale my work to meet one of the most pressing challenges facing our generation today? Misinformation. In my country, like many other countries, young people struggle to navigate the digital world. They don't know how to identify it, let alone how to respond. Some have never even heard the phrase media and information literacy. And some with no access to information at all. So I went back to the basics. I listened. Together with my team, we surveyed more than 1,000 people to understand their realities and needs. And here's what we found. Many didn't know how to tell real news from fake news. Many had no access to resources that could help them. And many simply felt excluded from this new digital era. So listening to all these voices was inspiring, but also overwhelming. Because every voice mattered, and every story was different. How do you choose whose voice comes first, and how do you respond without leaving someone out? The answer for me was just one word: equity. Not treating everyone the same, but ensuring everyone gets a fair chance, no matter their starting point. With equity as our guide, we launched a Check Check project designed by youth for youth. For those struggling to identify misinformation, we created a comic book, a fun, relatable guide capturing real stories of digital confusion, and we distributed it to more than 10,000 young people. So it was so loud that people, students read it not only in Mongolian, but also in English and Korean as part of language practice. For those needing deeper skills, we designed a youth-friendly media and information literacy manual, the first of its kind, tailored specifically for young people. More than 3,000 people used it directly. And one of them initiated a project donating computers to rural students. Not an empty computer, but computers pre-loaded with our manual. And today, more than 100 rural students used it directly on their devices. So for those with no access to information at all, we launched a national youth literature program and brought together 25 young people across all 21 provinces of Mongolia. They listened, they learned, and they returned home, not just as participants, but as change makers and trainers. After the program, they trained almost 1,000 people by sharing what they learned from our program through our face-to-face sessions. And yes, Chekchuk was recognized as best practice by UNESCO APSI-IAYO in 2023. My journey wasn't limited to numbers, though they mattered. What struck me most was the transformation of the participants themselves. I saw young people grow into confident leaders who listen to other people. I saw rural youth who once thought they had no voice in digital space return as leaders and change makers. And I saw a new belief take root. Youth aren't just consumers of information. They're creators of knowledge and leaders of solutions. That's the power of dialogue. So my journey began with one small action, refusing to stay silent when it mattered. Today, that same principle still guides me. Because here's the truth. We don't bridge divides by shouting louder. We bridge them by listening deeper. In this post-truth era, listening is not passive, it's radical. It's a form of resistance against misinformation. And it's the foundation of equity. And it's the bridge that we need to cross divides between generations, between communities, and between truth and falsehood. So I will leave you with this annotation. Later, you are about to act. Before, stop first. Listen to the other people in your community. Listen not just to reply, but to understand. Because listening, truly listening, might be the most radical thing you ever do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, I'd like to invite our next speaker, Hyunjun.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 김현중이라고 합니다. 저는 한국인이고요. 지금 스탠퍼드 소셜 이노베이션 리뷰 한국어판에서 에디터로 일하고 있습니다. 네, 네, 장표가 나와야 될 것 같은데요. 네, 저는 지금 SSR에서 사회 변화를 만들어 나가는 사람들, 사회 혁신가들을 위한 지식을 만들고 확산하는 일을 하고 있습니다. 오늘 제가 이제 여러분과 함께 나누고 싶은 이야기는요, 저의 여정 속에서 제가 이렇게 경험하고 또 깨달은 것들에 대해서 여러분과 함께 나누고자 합니다. 네, 제가 나누고 싶은 이야기는 탈진실 시대에 지식이 갖는 중요성과 의미에 대한 이야기입니다. 저는 어린 시절에 학교에 갈 때면 이런 좁은 골목을 지나서 가야만 했습니다. 매일 아침 학교를 가면서 제가 마주하게 되는 풍경은요, 이렇게 무거운 수레를 끌고 다니면서 골목에 있는 쓰레기를 줍고 그 쓰레기를 이제 판매하면서 생계를 이어가시는 어르신의 모습이었습니다. 이 어르신의 모습은 그 화려한 도시의 넓은 도로에서는 보기가 어려웠습니다. 좁은 골목, 사람들이 잘 다니지 않는 좁은 골목에서만 마주칠 수 있는 풍경이었습니다. 저는 어린 시절에 이런 모습을 보면서 한 가지를 좀 깨달았던 것 같습니다. 처음으로요. 우리 사회에는 분명히 존재하지만 드러나지 않는 진실이 있다라는 사실이었습니다. 저는 어린 시절부터 그렇게 진실을 드러내고 변화를 만들어 나가는 사람들의 이야기에 쉽게 매료되고는 했습니다. 하지만 또 그들의 이야기가 나의 이야기가 될 수 있을까? 이런 생각을 하기도 했던 것 같아요. 왜냐하면 저는 책 읽기를 좋아하는 내향적이고 평범한 소년이었거든요. 보통 이렇게 변화를 만들어 나가는 리더들을 보면 굉장히 카리스마틱한 리더십이 있고 또 사람들을 이끌고 변화를 만들어내는 그런 행동력이 있잖아요. 저한테는 그런 자질이 없다는 생각을 했습니다. 하지만 저는 보이지 않는 진실에 대한 호기심이 굉장히 컸습니다. 보이지 않는 것을 보고 싶었고 이해하고 싶었고 사람들에게 설명하고 싶었습니다. 아마도 제가 지금 사회혁신 분야에서 일을 하게 된 것도 저의 이런 어떤 열망이나 이런 어떤 성향 때문이 아니었을까 생각이 됩니다. 그렇게 저는 이제 사회혁신 분야에서 일을 하게 되었습니다. 제가 처음으로 일을 하게 된 조직은 C-라는 사회혁신 조직이었습니다. 그곳에서 제가 처음으로 참여하게 된 프로젝트는요, 지원주택을 위한 당사자 참여형 연구라는 이제 긴 이름의 프로젝트였습니다. 이 프로젝트는 이런 집, 여러분이 또 살고 계실 그런 집이 아니라 거리나 혹은 시설에서 살아가는 그래서 되게 위태로운 어떤 삶을 살고 있는 사람들의 이야기를 바탕으로 우리 사회가 그들이 추구하는 좋은 삶을 실현하기 위해서 어떤 조건들을 갖춰야 하는가에 대한 인사이트를 찾는 연구였습니다. 저는 이 연구를 통해서 제가 그동안 살아오면서 만나지 못했던 다양한 사람들을 만날 수 있었습니다. 그분들을 한 명 한 명 만나서 그분들이 살아온 이야기를 듣다 보면은 이런 어떤 다양한 궤도의 삶이 있구나라는 것들을 깨달을 수 있었고요. 그러면서 또 한편으로는 그런 질문이 제 안에 생겼습니다. 굉장히 가까이 사실 있었던 분들인데 나는 왜 여태껏 이분들을 만나지 못했을까? 또 이분들의 이야기를 나는 왜 한 번도 듣지 못했을까? 이런 질문들을 갖게 되었습니다. 저와 저의 동료들은요, 그들의 이야기를 더 많은 사람들에게 알려야겠다는 생각을 했습니다. 그것은 우리가 어쩌면 그동안 숨겨왔던 혹은 외면했던 진실을 드러내고 다른 사람들에게 그 진실을 알리는 그런 작업이었습니다. 저희는 그들의 이야기를 영상으로 담았고요. 그 영상을 더 많은 사람들이 볼 수 있도록 아카이빙 했습니다. 그때 저희가 했던 일은 단순히 그들이 겪었던 어려움들만을 다룬 건 아니었습니다. 그들이 추구하는 좋은 삶, 그들이 추구하는 좋은 삶을 실현하기 위해서 우리가 어떤 노력을 같이 해나가야 할지를 함께 고민하고 그 이야기들을 함께 담았습니다. 저에게 이제 시다에서의 활동들을 돌아보면 이런 이제 진실을 드러내는 일들도 했지만 대화를 여는 그런 활동들도 굉장히 많이 했던 것 같습니다. 첫 번째로는 다양한 사회 문제를 경험하고 있는 당사자들, 그 당사자들의 대화를 열었습니다. 그 당사자들의 이야기를 통해서 우리가 마주한 사회 문제를 해결할 수 있는 어떤 실마리들을 찾기도 하고요. 그리고 그 문제를 해결해 나가고 있는 사회혁신가들의 이야기 속에서 우리에게 필요한 더 나은 솔루션들을 모색하기도 했습니다. 이러한 과정을 통해서 제가 깨달았던 것은 우리가 사회 문제를 바라볼 때 당사자들의 관점에서 문제를 바라보는 것이 굉장히 중요하다. 그들이 어떤 살아있는 진실을 가지고 있다라는 사실이었습니다. 그리고 개인적으로는요, 문제를 드러내는 지식을 넘어서서 문제를 해결하는 지식을 만들고 싶다라는 열망을 품게 되었습니다. 그렇게 저는 지금 제가 몸담고 있는 SSR에서 일을 하게 되었습니다. 저는 이제 사회혁신가들을 위한 지식을 만들고 확산하는 일을 하고 있는데요. 보시는 것처럼 이런 이제 매거진을 1년에 4권 만들고 있고요. 또 온라인과 오프라인에서 다양한 이제 활동가들 그리고 시민들과 함께 그 지식을 학습하고 또 공유하는 그런 장을 만들고 있습니다. 이런 일을 하는 제가 가지고 있는 믿음이 하나 있습니다. 지식은 변화를 만들어내는 힘이 있다. 그런데 그런 지식이 우리에게 아직은 충분하지 않은 것 같습니다. 소수에 의해서 만들어지고 있고요. 그런 지식은 또 소수에 의해서 활용되고 있습니다. 저는 그래서 저와 저희 동료들은 지식이라는 것이 꼭 훈련된 어떤 연구자, 학자 혹은 정책을 만드는 사람들만 만들 수 있는 것은 아니라고 생각을 합니다. 저희는 그 문제를 직접 경험하고 있는 당사자들, 그리고 그 문제를 해결하기 위해서 새로운 시도들을 끊임없이 하고 있는 사회혁신가들에게 그런 지식이 있다라고 믿고요. 저의 미션은 그들과 함께 그런 지식들을 만들어내고 또 더 많은 사람들이 그 지식에 접근할 수 있도록 확산하는 역할입니다. 그래서 지식이라는 것이 책에 머물고 텍스트에 머무는 것이 아니라 더 많은 사람들에게 공유될 수 있도록 지식 공동체를 만드는 역할들도 열심히 하고 있습니다. 이런 일들을 하다 보면은 그런 것들을 보게 됩니다. 지식을 통해서 더 좋은 대화가 열리고 그리고 이전에는 없던 새로운 협력들이 일어나는 것들을 보게 됩니다. 그런데 이런 것들이 사회 혁신가, 사회 문제 해결하는 전문가들에게만 해당되는 이야기는 아니라고 생각합니다. 오히려 청년들에게 이런 기회가 더욱 필요하고 청년들이 그 기회 안에서 더 큰 역할을 할 수 있다고 믿습니다. 청년들은 이 탈진실 시대의 도전들을 직접 마주하고 있고 또 그 문제들을 해결하는 노력을 이미 하고 있습니다. 그런 청년들에게 좋은 지식이 가닿고 그 지식을 통해서 우리가 마주한 그 문제를 더 정교하게 정확하게 이해할 수 있다면 우리는 문제 해결의 주체로서 더 중요한 역할들을 해나갈 수 있다고 생각합니다. 저는 SSR을 가지고 다양한 청년들과 함께 학습하고 토론하고 또 우리가 할 수 있는 역할들을 모색하는 대화의 장들을 만들고 있습니다. 이러한 과정을 통해서 제가 보게 되는 것은요, 단순히 이것이 지식을 쌓고 더 똑똑해지는 어떤 과정이 아니라 우리가 문제 해결의 주체임을 확인하고 그 문제 해결의 과정은 나 혼자가 아니라 우리가 함께 연대할 때 가능하다는 것을 확인하는 과정인 것 같습니다. 저희는 그 탈진실의 시대에 모두 있다고 생각합니다. 이 탈진실의 시대를 잘 건너려면 우리에게는 좋은 지식이, 좋은 대화가 필요합니다. 저는 이 좋은 대화가 좋은 지식으로부터 시작된다고 믿습니다. 좋은 지식은요, 우리가 이 문제를 더욱더 정확하게 정교하게 이해할 수 있도록 도와주는 당사자들의 실질적인 살아있는 경험이고요. 그리고 그 문제를 해결하기 위해서 고군분투하는 사회혁신가들의 경험이라고 생각합니다. 저는 이러한 지식을 만들고 공유하고 또 확산하는 그 모든 과정을 대화라고 생각합니다. 이 대화를 저는 지식적 대화라고 부르고 싶은데요. 이 지식적 대화를 위해서 청년들의 역할이 앞으로 굉장히 많다고 생각합니다. 저도 그동안의 어떤 이런 역할들과 활동들을 이어서 더 많은 청년들과 더 좋은 지식적 대화를 할 수 있는 장을 만들기 위해서 노력하겠습니다. 제 발표를 들어주셔서 감사합니다. Now I would like to invite David. Let's hear his fascinating stories.
Thank you, brother. My name is David Acquire. I'm a filmmaker, a global storyteller. I'm the lead for partnership at Africa's Future Economic Leaders. Have you met a child that never understood how to listen? That was me. I was born in a very interesting place called Kolokolo, somewhere in Delta State, Nigeria. Where I grew up, the only way to resolve conflict is action. I didn't understand what it meant to dialogue your way through. My opinion of dialogue was listen to respond, not listen to understand. And what I didn't know that has done to me was a seed of impatience. So as a young man, I carry impatience into my relationship, into schools, into office. I wish my older brothers, my school teachers, during family dinners, taught me that the true power of dialogue is not listening to respond, but rather listening to understand. As I began to travel out of my community, began to meet new people, elderly people, I began to understand something different. That dialogue is about listening. That dialogue is not about my truth. That dialogue is about accommodating other people's truth so that we could all coexist. I come from a very unique background, and that's storytelling. And in my storytelling journey, film is my tool. I know for a fact that it is not stories alone that move people. Sorry, it's not fact alone that moves people. It is fact that is wrapped in story that moves people. In one of my work, it's called The Rise, A Journey to Africa's Financial Independence. It was a documentary that shows Africa's ambition to integrate as a single market under the African Continental Free Trade Area. When I began that project, I didn't just pick up a camera and start shooting. The first thing I did was to do an online research. From there, I did data analysis. From that point, I had to travel to the various countries that I needed to film so that I would get feelers from the people on the ground. Because my goal was to use this film as a conversation starter so that people could watch these films in different forums and dialogue can erupt from the room. When we were making this film, one of the unique things that I observed, it was that people want to be listened to. People understood the power of dialogue, but they've never been heard. And so, when we completed this project, the film traveled to more than 107 countries across the world. The film got me presidential invitation. The film got me into rooms, different organizations like the UN, the African Union, African Development Bank, the Afrexim Bank. And the most interesting thing about everything that this film has done is the conversation that follows. The point when I get out of the room and young people come to me and say that they've gotten clarity, that they didn't believe that young people can drive trade conversations. That now they believe that they are part of the people who will build the continent because I told a story. I didn't just tell the story from a place of speed without accuracy. I didn't tell the story from a place of ignorance. It was fact-based. And on my screen were various comments. For some, I wasn't even in the room when the film was shown, but I get messages that I just saw your film and it has shifted my narrative. Allow me read one of the comments from my screen. Dear David, you have no idea of the magnitude of work you have embarked on. It impacts only on Africa and Africans. Young men like you are needed to rise to this occasion, to tell our positive story and change the narrative. You are in my prayer, stay blessed. These are many more of comments that I get whenever the film is being screened. Why fact must lead story? Disinformation wins because it tells a story people want to believe. But the solution isn't just in telling better stories. It is telling stories that are accurate, verifiable, transparent, and kind. And that's why personally I advocate for a bottom-up approach. That is, teach the power of storytelling in primary schools. And when I mean power of storytelling, I mean dialogue. Teach young people how to verify information before sharing. We're in a world where people forward WhatsApp messages to you. You haven't even verified where the messages is coming from, and you're sharing. And every time you share this information on WhatsApp and all social media platforms, you share misinformation. You contribute to polarization. You contribute to post-truth divide. Teach storytelling in youth club. Model it in family conversation. In family dinners, let's start having conversations. Conversations that are fact-driven. Reinforce it in creative space and community gatherings, and even town halls like this. Youth as an antidote. We have been called a digital native. We must be fact native and critical thinkers. UNESCO is already offering some very interesting training that could help young people learn how to verify, question, and analyze information. These opportunities are here for us to take home and even pass on to the next generation. My call to action: we must teach truth the way lies are taught. With speed, with emotions, with precision, and above all, with empathy. The future of democracy will not be written in parliament alone. It will be co-authored in WeChat groups. It will be co-authored on WhatsApp group. It will start from TikTok videos, from YouTube documentaries, from family dinners, and from community gatherings. So if you ask me, how do we build the post-truth divide? I will say this: let it be through stories anchored in fact. Let it be through dialogue grounded in evidence. Let it be through youth who choose empathy over ego and truth over noise. This is how we rise. Thank you. I'm happy that we've listened to all three of us, and I'm looking forward for what are your key takeaways. But whilst we do that, I would like to invite my colleagues back on stage, Nomina and Kim. It will be interesting to hear from the audience, especially from young people. So please scan the QR code and drop your comment, and I would read it for everyone to hear. Thank you. Please have a seat. Yeah. Do we have comments? So whilst that's going on, I have gifts for two of my friends. So that when they go home, so this is for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, David.
And this is for you.
Thank you.
Surprise.
Yes. So that's my culture, so you take it home.
Mm.
Do we have comments yet? Okay. Some people are can we get a mic to him? So is somebody already willing to speak? Or so, sir, you just hold on. Let me read what I think I've gotten. What is one key word that resonates with you from this presentation as young people? Please scan the QR code. So, somebody is here to speak? Yeah.
Thank you. I'm Professor Andy Knight from University of Alberta in Canada. I'm interested in your take on mentorship, because apart from dialogue, I do think that young people like yourself who have been doing extraordinary work in the community need to mentor other young people. I have a saying, I say that many people believe that youth are leaders of today, of tomorrow. But my understanding is that you are leaders not of tomorrow, but leaders of today. In other words, you don't have to wait until you're 40 to become a great leader. You can be a leader now. And I really am impressed with what I've heard so far and the work that you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It would be good to hear from a youth voice. What's your key takeaway? Do we have any? With a show of hands? Oh, there's a beautiful lady there. And after that, we would go into reflection. Go ahead, madam.
Okay, I'm Jill from Papua, Indonesia. So I choose the word rise because that's inspiring me that I also want to have something to do in Papua, especially for my students. And I got the insight from three of you. And this is something that really new from me. This is the first time I've in Korea. So I think, not I think, but I got a lot of knowledge and also some strategies from three of you. So thank you very much. And I hope that Papua will rise someday. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we would reflect. Okay.
Thank you. I'm going to go back to your one-word model because if there's something I've learned from every single youth presentation that I've been part of, and today's was a beautiful example. As somebody who works in academia, we get lost in the jargon, we get lost in the words, we get lost in the definitions, we get lost in the debates. We've just had three speakers who've told us clearly and loudly exactly what is required, namely knowledge, dialogue, and storytelling. Just like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So we would do reflections. And when my dear brother Kim was talking, by the way, this is my first time in Korea. So this is my first time listening to a translation in Korea in English. But just listening to my friend, I could see boldly the power of knowledge. That you can't build anything that is sustainable without knowledge. That knowledge can become an anchor for a time where there is speed to spread fake news. There's precision to push wrong narrative. All I hear from Kim is that our foundation has to be on knowledge. And this knowledge are not the wrong knowledge, are knowledge that affect people. So I think personally I will go back to Nigeria and tell my community, tell my friends that the power of dialogue does not just start from storytelling alone that I do, but it can be anchored on knowledge.
Thank you. Thank you for your reflection, David. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your speech, Nomima. I'd like to share my reflection on your speech. Your journey clearly shows how dialogue plays a vital role in transforming an individual, and through that person, creating broader change. You also shared honestly about the challenges you have faced, particularly around equity. I think this is a very natural and important concern because we often see how power can become concentrated in the process of collaboration, preventing democratic and inclusive decision-making. You reminded us that when young people take the lead in driving change, they not only face the challenge of securing independence and authority from older generations, but also must strive to pursue and realize equity among youth themselves. I believe this agenda is very important, and I hope we can continue to discuss it and work together for it in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Hyunjun. I deeply validate the reflection. Now, I'd like to share my own reflection on Mr. David's speech. Listening to David, what really stayed with me is the journey from listening to respond to listening to understand. And what struck me is how you showed that, impatience in listening can create division, while attentive listening can create connection. And another point that resonated with me is how you combined, facts and storytelling. You said that this information spread fast because it's wrapped in stories, right? But when we ground stories in truth and empathy, it becomes not only powerful, but also transformative. So for me, your call to teach those skills early in schools, families, and communities is such an important reminder that dialogue isn't something we wait until adulthood to practice. It's a lifelong skill that begins now. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we've shared our individual reflections so far, and I think it would be great to move into a more active dialogue. So we now move to engaging with one another's questions. First, I will ask a question to David, and he will respond. Then David will ask a question to Nomima, and Nomima will in turn ask a question back to me. Okay. All right, David, your story really showed me how powerful storytelling can be. It also made me curious about how you approach storytelling. Here's my question for you. How do you balance emotional storytelling with the need to remain fact-based, especially when the facts are complex or unpopular?
So, from my experience in telling stories and even observing other people tell negative or misinformed stories, it is wrapped in emotions. It is wrapped in emotions. So how I balance storytelling with fact is that the same speed that misinformation travels, that's the same speed that I take truthful conversation or truthful dialogue. When I'm done with analyzing all informations, right, I would apply the same energy that people who spread lies applies. Because the truth is, the only way to beat these people who continue to misinform people is to outsmart them. And that is what I call balance. Because we know that negative sells. How come positive does not sell? So my approach is, if negative is doing 25%, I would do 100%. And that's how I balance my storytelling.
Thanks. Thanks for your answer, David. Now it's your turn.
Yes. Nomina, thank you again. And I think that just hearing your childhood story and the work that you've done with girls and men, it's interesting. And that's why I'd like to ask you, in this world that is full of misinformation, right, what do you think listening looks like currently online? Now that there's sensationalization, how do you say that word? Sensationalism, right? Yeah. How do we create equity and empathy on platform built on speed and noise? From your journey.
Thank you, Dad. That's such an important question. What listening looks like online in a world of speed, noise, and misinformation? I think online listening has to go beyond just consuming information. What I mean by that is pause before we react, asking, where is this coming from? Who's being represented here, and who is missing? Equity online begins when we make space for marginalized voices, not just loudest ones. And empathy comes when we decide to slow down, not just scroll faster. Even a small act amplifying fact-checked stories rather than, instead of, sensational rumor is form of listening because it shows we've heard responsibly before we've spoken. Of course, it's easier said than done because platforms are built for speed and listening is built for depth. So maybe the challenge for us is to how do we create online space where attention treated as care, not just as clicks. So this brings me to you, Hyunjun, because you spoke so powerfully about turning knowledge into, solutions. So my question for you is, what role do you think emotion plays in making knowledge truly move people into dialogue and action?
Thank you for the question, Nomima. I believe that emotion plays a crucial role in the process of creating and sharing knowledge. In particular, I want to emphasize the importance of empathy. To produce knowledge that drives change, we must enter into the lives of those who are actually experiencing the problem. Behind reports and numbers, there are real stories that we need to listen to. We must pay attention to those stories with empathy. This naturally makes us think about how to share knowledge in more effective ways. That very process can lead us to change, lead us to create knowledge with even greater impact. To me, you and David are also knowledge creators who built on empathy. And as we all know, meaningful change requires broader participation. And to achieve that, it is essential to evoke empathy. At SSIR, I'm also exploring various formats beyond text to better engage people's empathy and imagination. Thank you.
Thank you, Hyunjun. I think that gives us all a lot to reflect on. That's the spirit of dialogue, not just presenting our own ideas, but asking, listening, and learning from each other. So now we'd love to bring you, the audience, directly into the conversation, because dialogue is complete only when every voice has a space. So that's why we prepared 3 guiding questions. You will see them on the screen to help connect today's themes to your own, experiences and insights. So here's how we will do it. Firstly, take a moment to choose just one question that speaks to you most, and then pair with someone at your table, ideally someone you haven't spoken with yet, to share your answer. You will each have just 10 minutes, so please make space for both voices. Afterward, we will invite a few of you to share your partner's answer, not your own. So you will have 10 minutes. Please pick your question, and let's begin.
Sorry to interrupt. 3 minutes left for the discussion. Thank you. 3 minutes left.
가지고 있을까요? 어떻게 하시고? 아니요, 잠깐 화장실 갔어요.
Now we'd love to hear just a few voices from the different part of this room, the back side of the room, middle, and front side of the room. Remember, you're not, sharing your answer, but your partner's. That way, we keep practicing listening. So, people, we need to stop now. We have to move on.
Can we
Check.
voice?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Increase the volume.
G, C, E, D. Up, C, E, I, U. Thank you. Now, we'd love to hear just a few voices from the different side of the room, back side, middle, and front. So remember, you're not sharing your own answer, but your partner's answer. That way, we keep practicing listening. So is there anyone who wants to start from the back side of the room? Is there anyone? Raise your hand. Yeah.
Hello everyone. 안녕하세요. Okay, I plan to choose the third question. In the post-truth era, what is one step that I can take to uncover truth and foster dialogue? Okay, for our group, we choose to do filmmaking. Filmmaking is one of the best ways to uncover truth and foster dialogue, especially when the film is related to emotion and when we can attract people's attention and curiosity to know more, and also when they started to discuss about the post-truth era, and that's when we know that the truth is uncovered. So that is from me.
Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
such an, yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, so next one, from the middle side of the room. Is there anyone? Yes?
Thank you for the opportunity. Meila Roshanika from Indonesia. So I have discussed with my partner here. We choose number one, what prevents us from truly listening to each other in today's post-truth world? And we answer that there are so many information around, there are so many information in our head, and maybe we forget to learn, to unlearn. So when partners say something, we cannot hold ourselves to say our argument before he or she finish the argument. So we cannot hold it because too many information in our head that we cannot unlearn before. So the struggle for the youth and all the people in the world, I think, is learn how to unlearn and find the right time to do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's such an important perspective. So who else next? Yeah, this lady.
That lady has been called me.
Good afternoon from the Philippines. I want to share the answer of my Korean partner here who prefers not to mention his name. I don't know where he is now. He told me to tell his name PS. We chose number one, what prevents us from truly listening to each other in today's post-truth world. We are bombarded with so much information from different directions. But once we have this piece of information already and we are satisfied on it, the tendency is we don't feel like listening deeply anymore to the one whom we are talking with. Now, listening becomes threatening when understanding the other side feels like betraying our own belief. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have some time, so. Okay.
Please, that lady needs to talk. Yeah, please. That lady. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So I'm not going to respond to your question, but I want to ask my colleague to respond to your question, and let's see whether she listens well.
I take the challenge. Thank you, Professor Dr. Rohizani. I am Anis, everyone from GCC Malaysia. Thank you for the opportunity. All right, we discussed the third question, yeah? In the post-truth era, what is one step you can take to uncover truth and foster dialogue? After listening to our friend from the back, yeah? Apart from the suggestion, we agreed that mastering the 3H, yeah? Mastering the 3H is the most important aspect of all, yeah? The first H is the head. That means to think correctly first. And then the second H refers to the heart. That means you have to have the correct feeling, the correct affective filter. And the third one is the hand, because dialogue without action is, of course, leads to nothing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have I listened to you correctly?
You are great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for mentioning the core of GCD, right? So this lady.
Such an interesting.
So our group, we have very multicultural group. We mainly discussed about the first question: what prevents us from truly listening to each other? We referred to several factors, such as prejudice, or different cultural assumptions, different value orientations between nations, between persons, and also cognitive bias, and also the existence of some historical or personal trauma, so conflict memory and so on. This prevents us from listening to others. But at the same time, we also agreed with the assumption that we human beings have at the same time also the fundamental ability to overcome or deal with such hindering factors. And among others, we pointed to the importance of nurturing the mindset of caring. So not so oriented to confrontation or judging others, but we need to educate the mindset of caring and also of deeper empathy with the others. But as a presumption for this goal, we probably also should consider the possibility to develop a new type of identity, not only at the regional or national level, but probably at the global level. So a kind of global citizenship. So the new identity would be required to nurture this caring mindset. This was the summary of our discussions. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Social interactive session.
Thank you. Okay, we have chosen from here, from our group, the first question, that one is, what prevents us from truly listening to each other in today's post-truth world? Actually, we have collected so many topics here, but the first, just one topic I just would like to talk here. That one is today's post-truth world, especially the one is lack of patience to listen to the truth. Most of the people, or this generation people, they do not have a patience, that they just scroll on the social media or technology, whatever we have, just we want very quick reactions. Because of that, we don't want to listen to the truth, and then we just remain here, and that prevents us from listening, truly listening to each other. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we can have one or two.
Okay. This is such an interactive session. Thank you. Clap for yourself, please. Please. Yes, please. Thank you for interacting.
My name is Jacqueline. We discussed question number 1. I think what prevents me talking to others is bias. I have my own perspectives, my opinion, and I don't want to change them. When I enter maybe a conversation, I may look for flaws in other person's or my friend's perspective, instead of trying to find shared truth. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the back side of the room. Is there anyone? Okay.
Okay, me, Adi from Indonesia. Then here I'm going to answer the second question. When was the last time you felt deeply heard, and what's different that it makes? Well, it happened years ago. You know what, I'm quietly, nobody cares about what I did. And you know what, the thing that people can be heard, what I did is standing out, being different, so people can hear me. So I can be here right now, because what? Because I'm different. Because different, so people will notice me, then I can say, I can do many things that might help people. That's what I'm doing. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. David, do you want to answer some question? Do you want to answer some question from the audience?
No.
No? I think we can have 1 or 2 questions from the room, from us. Maybe, yeah. Because we have 3 minutes left. Or you can just share your, perspectives and thoughts in this.
Yes, this lady that's there.
Microphone,
Excuse
please.
me.
Yes.
Can I talk, please?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. It was wonderful presentation by you people. The most important thing for me is that what I took from your theme is that we need to listen to each other, because we have been listening about a phrase, think before you speak, but rather I would say, no, listen before you speak. So I think listening is one way to confirm the informations, to have the dialogue, you cross questions, and through that way you can confirm either the person is just bluffing you or he's telling you lies. So, but unfortunately, due to the flow of information, we are not able to just dialogue with each other. Maybe the media, the technology may provide us a platform, because yesterday I was just traveling in the subway and I noticed that everyone was using mobile and nobody was talking to each other. So that's the dilemma, that we don't have time. We have flow of information, explosion of knowledge day by day, but we don't have any platform for discussion face to face. But on the substitute, we may have that in the form of some digital platform where we can discuss, we can send the information, and we can have comment on that. Maybe in this way, we can check the integrity, authenticity of the information. So I think there is a need to develop that kind of platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think we're done our discussion session. So thank you so much to everyone who shared. What I'm hearing across all these reflections is that dialogue is not, abstract. It's something deeply personal.
Right.
So, and perhaps the most important reminder us is dialogue is not only about speaking, but carrying someone else's story with care, as many of you just did when you shared your partner's answer. So we now hear from the speakers, and we hear from you. So to bring our time together to a close, we'd like to leave you with a few final remarks. Each of us will share just a quick remark. So let's begin with David.
So my call to action would be, every time you type a text on WhatsApp or WeChat, every time you post a story, anything you do online tells a story from where you are from. And the AI technology feeds on what you put online. So if you put unverified information on the internet, this conference has not done what it's supposed to do. So I implore you that collectively, let's fight misinformation. Let's be ambassadors for the truth. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Andrew?
Okay. We may come from different cultures, but I believe we all face the same innermost challenge of the post-truth era. We youth are on the front lines of this challenge. That is why we are often portrayed as its victims. But I believe we can choose to be the ones who solve it. Because we are right at the heart of this problem, I believe we are the ones best able to solve it. I hope we can join forces to work on this together. Thank you.
Thank you. So what I personally see as the most important going forward is protecting and practicing the radical act of, dialogue, not just, listening to respond, but listening for understanding. So on behalf of all three of us, thank you so much for your openness and your voices today. Dialogue doesn't end here. It starts here. It lives on in your classrooms, your workplaces, your families, in your communities. Because, dialogue is something we truly need in our community. So before we close our session, allow us to congratulate everyone here on the 10th anniversary of this amazing conference.
Thank you.
Yeah, 10 years of building dialogue, truth, and understanding is no small success. So let's carry that spirit for the next 10 years and beyond. Let's keep building it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our incredible youth speakers for sharing your stories, insights, and passion. Your contributions have deepened our understanding of the post-truth divide and inspire us with your efforts to build trust, foster dialogue, and lead meaningful change in your communities. This session was especially meaningful because it was thoughtfully planned by our youth speakers. Thank you as well to everyone who joined the conversation. Your reflections and questions added real depth to this session. We look forward to continuing these conversations in the sessions ahead. Now we'll take a 30-minute coffee break. The breakout sessions will begin at 4 p.m. So please check the screen and banners for the location of each session. During the break, we invite you to enjoy the coffee and snacks available in the lobby. You are also welcome to visit the Apseo exhibition booth and the special exhibition area hosted by UNESCO, MGIP, and Chungnam National University BK21-4 Center for Global Citizenship Education and Research. And don't forget, we have a photo booth and participation space to help you make the most of this conference. Finally, please remember to keep your personal belongings with you. Thank you and enjoy your break.